Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm making forged steel roses, and right now I'm at the point where I'm laying out all my sheet metal pieces and getting all set to get cut out and then forge them together, and I figure I'd show you how I'm laying this out. So I've cut a bunch of 18 gauge pieces of steel into various squares, starting at 4¼ on a side and then dropping a 1/2 inch all the way down. I've got 5 separate pieces of these and one for the little dangly bits that go underneath it. What I've done was take my square, set it up corner to corner, how well you can see this, take my scribe this way, turn it 90 degrees, scribe this way, corner to corner, this way you can find the center, take a center punch the center so I know exactly where it's at, and then what I do is I set it down, take my dividers, compass, however you want to call it. These have nice sharp carbide tip points. These are made for scratching sheet metal. So, but they're cheap. You can pick them up for $8, $9, $10 at a hardware store. So you set one leg in the center divot, which you put in there with your automatic center punch or a nail and a hammer or a handheld center punch, whatever you got. Set one end towards the corner, scratch all the way around, and then what I end up with is a perfect circle all the way around that I'm going to then lay out my petals on. And it'll look something like this when I'm done with it. And the way I do this is I take an angle finder. You can buy one of these at any hardware store. Again, this is like $6, $7, $8 depending where you get them. Not very expensive at all. This is set to 72 degrees because what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a 5-pointed leaf, right? So I need 5 points of reference. 360 degrees divided by 5 is 72. So the way I do this is, again, using your center point punch mark. This is a very important reference. I just pick any one of these lines that intersect this side. It really doesn't matter, but that's going to become my top point, for example. So, if you can see this line here, maybe not. I put a dot right there with my Sharpie. I put the center punch mark right at the very center of my compass, or center of my angle finder. I set this arm so it's pointing directly at that edge. This inside obtuse angle here, or acute angle, excuse me, this is an obtuse angle. This inside acute angle right here is 72 degrees. So I put a dot on the edge of my circle right there. This will be my next point. So that again, I rotate, put the center punch mark right at the apex of that little angle in my angle finder, point this edge so it's right at my dot, put another dot there, repeat this all the way around. Right at the edge. And one last one. Okay. Just like that. Now, I don't know how well you can see it, but I have 5 little dots all the way around this circle. If I were to take a ruler and then connect them, I would have a typical pentagram, pentacle, 5-pointed star that you see there. Now I'm going to use these individual points as a reference for how I'm going to shape my leaves. So basically, I'm going to use each one of these points as a center and just kind of eyeball the difference. So, let's see here. Actually, well, I'm going to use this for the edge. So if I want my leaf starting down here, I want to leave a decent amount of space for the center. There's going to be a hole drilled here. Kind of shape it like this. All the way around there. This will be the other edge of that leaf. We'll do it in the middle. I'll kind of bring this down here. If I do this right, it's, I'm not the greatest artist in the world, so this isn't going to be the most beautiful depiction of a leaf ever. This is really just an outline blank. Real magic happens with a hammer. If I continue this all the way along, using the points that I set as my boundaries here for the edge of my leaves, although not the most best drawn leaves in the world, when I'm done, what I should end up with, most importantly, is for five equally spaced leaves. Now doing 4, like this little guy, inside of a circle that you've already put center marks in is trivial in the least. All you have to do is go through the centers and make your little kind of, pie-shaped little leaf section. Doing 5, a little bit trickier, and that's how you do it. 72 degrees all the way around your circle. Use those as, your boundaries between your leaves and draw in between, and there you go. That's how you lay one out, in case you've always wondered. And again, this is 18 gauge sheet metal, very easily found any metal supply store, or if you really have to, you can get it from Home Depot or Lowe's, but it's expensive if you buy it in small chunks at hardware stores. So metal supplies are much cheaper. After going through all the trouble of laying all these out, I'm not going to want to have to do this every time I make a steel rose. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this set out, cut them out very slowly, very carefully, shape them exactly how I want them, round all the sharp edges off them, and then keep these. These are going to be templates. I'm not actually going to make a rose out of these. What I'm going to do with these is then use them, trace them on my sheet metal, then cut out tons of these little guys so I can make lots of roses. So I don't have to sit here with a ruler and a compass and a center punch and all that business and lay out leaves every time I want to do one of these. This goes for whether you're making a knife, whether you're making, small artistic objects like this. If it's something you're going to do more than once, if you like a particular shape and you're going to want to do this more than once, take the time, lay it out very carefully, do one really nice, very well executed template of it, and then keep that piece. Use that to trace around, so all you have to do is grab a piece of metal, trace your shape on it, and cut it, grind it, whatever you need to do to that shape, so you don't have to spend all this time every single time. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and please like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.